Hello, 912s. This is week 5 of summer reading. Today is July 9th. Now, this week's theme is Imagine You're a Hero. So, what we're going to do today is our book for this week is American Tall Tales by Mary Pope Osborne. And then we're going to make Invisible Ink. So, this is new to me, but there should be a recipe in your bag that you can use. So this is all that you can go by. Now you can go by either one. The one I'm going to go by is recipe 2, but you can try either one that you may have at home. One just calls for lemon juice, one calls for milk. Either one, okay? So before we get to that, we're going to go over our book. And it is about American Tall Tales, okay? Now, there's different tall tales. One's Davy Crockett, if you've ever heard of him. Now, the one we're going to talk about today, though, is Sally Ann Thunder Ann Whirlwind. She has got a big name. So here's a little note about her story. The backwoods women of Tennessee and Kentucky endured the same hardships as the men as they tried to carve a life out of the wilderness. They helped build cabins and clear land for planting. They hauled water from springs, grew cotton for clothes, and hunted wild animals. Though no early tall tales celebrate an abiding heroine, the Davy Crockett almanacs do present rugged frontier women in a number of vignettes, such as Sal Fink, the Mississippi Screamer, Nancy Bowers, A Taming a Bear, Katie Goodgrit and the Wolves, and Safina Wing and the Crocodile. In these stories, the Davy Crockett character tells about comically outrageous women who display amazing boldness. In the following tale, I have chosen to combine these various female characters into a single heroine and have called her Sally Ann Thunder Ann Whirlwind, the name of Davy's fictional wife, who is briefly mentioned in the Davy Crockett almanacs. So we'll read just the first little paragraph about her, and then I'll let you for what happens next. One early spring day, when the leaves of the white oaks were about as big as a mouse's ear, Davy Crockett set out alone through the forest to do some bear hunting. Suddenly it started raining real hard. He felt obliged to stop for shelter under a tree. As he shook the rain out of his coonskin cap, he got sleepy, and he laid back in the crotch of the tree, and pretty soon he was snoring. Davy slept so hard he didn't wake up until nearly sundown, and when he did, he discovered that somehow or another, in all that sleeping, his head had gotten stuck in the crotch of the tree, and he couldn't get it out. Well, Davy roared loud enough to make the tree lose all its little mouse ear leaves. He twisted and turned and carried on for over an hour, but still that tree wouldn't let go. Just as he was about to give himself up for a goner, he heard a girl say, "What's the matter, stranger?" And that's the start of the story of Sally Ann Thunder Ann Whirlwind. Now, there's other different stories in this book. There's one about, let's see here, let me get to it. There's one Davy Crockett, and of course, Sally Ann Thunder Ann Whirlwind, Johnny Appleseed, which I know most of you all probably have already heard of, Storm Along, Mose, Pecos Bill, John Henry, Paul Bunyan. So there's different ones in here, and I think you'll really enjoy this book. It's got a lot of neat illustrations, something to learn about. But there's your book for the week. So don't forget to read that one at some point during the summer, because like I've said before, reading is important. Now, what we're going to get to is our invisible ink. Now, you've got your recipe. If not, let me know and I'll post it on our Facebook page. But I hope I got everybody one in their packet, okay? And then you just need some milk, not very much at all. I had to run to the store and get a bottle. A piece of paper. I've got some cardstock here, but you can also use, they say you can use copy paper, index cards, construction paper. So whatever kind you have, I just had bright color cardstock. A bowl, I just had a little small plate to put in, and a Q-tip or a cotton, let's see here. Yeah, a cotton swab or a Q-tip. So anything like that, and that's easy to write. Now, the instructions say you just put milk in your bowl, or small plate like I've got here. And you don't need much at all. So, now, what we're gonna do is you're gonna dip your cotton swab or your Q-tip in the ink. Your milk is your ink, okay? And then we're gonna write our message, and it says, be careful not to use too much liquid. And then after that, we have to let it dry completely. So you want to just set it off to the side after you write on there, set it off to the side, okay? So I'm gonna write on mine, just barely dab it. Now, I have mine written, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this dry. You want it dry, let it dry completely. It shouldn't take very long. If you want it to fan it, you can. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it to the side here. Now, to reveal the message, you're gonna simply heat the paper by holding it up to a light bulb. And then, don't put it right up on the bulb because you don't wanna catch a fire, so just close enough for it to heat the back of it. And then the message should appear in a faint brown. Now, I'm gonna let mine dry, and then I'll put it to a light bulb, and then we'll see what happens next, okay? Now, just as a recipe for the, that was recipe 2, so I'm just gonna go over recipe 1, so if you don't have milk and you got lemon juice, and you wanted to use that, you can. It uses the same thing. Put your lemon juice in a bowl, and then you allow the ink to dry completely. Don't use too much liquid or it soaks through. So just barely dab it in and then draw. To reveal the message, simply heat the paper by holding it to a light bulb. Hold it close, but not enough to touch the bulb. We don't want a fire. The acidic parts of the paper, which is the lemon juice, should turn brown. You can also iron the paper and reveal the message, which should appear brown. I probably wouldn't do that because you don't want it to catch on fire. I'd hold it close to a light bulb. Now, they've got alternate instructions for the lemon juice. While the ink is still wet, shake salt on the message. Brush off salt only after the message is fully dry. To reveal the message, rub a wax crayon over the paper. So that is another way you can do that if you didn't want to wait and hold it to the light bulb. So, those 2 different ways you can try that. Like I said, I'm gonna let mine dry, and then when we come back, we'll see what it says. Until next week, we will see you then.